Hi everyone, it's Evangeline here at eTrailer, and today we'll be taking a look at our Malone Channel Loader Load Assist. This is going to help you out with loading up your kayaks or your boats or your canoes onto your vehicle. So this is a rear loading load assist device. So if you're like me and you like to go on adventures but you kind of want it to be easy to do so, that's where this comes in handy. So if you have a rear loading kayak carrier and you want some help to get your kayak up onto your roof, you would just slide it up this load assist device and then onto your roof. Remember, this is a rear loading load assist and not a side load assist. What that means is if you have a kayak carrier, which requires that you move your kayak up from the side, kind of like what we have here, which is our Malone down loader, then we have other options for you. You may be more interested in, let's say, the Telos load assist, which helps you when you load your kayak up from the side. But if you have a saddle style carrier, which is what we have here, that's usually rear loading, and this is a great fit for you. Now, comparing this with other load assist devices, like we have the Malone SeaWing kayak carrier, which can be paired with the Stinger that comes out and helps you load it. I have an issue with that just because I don't think it gives me a good enough angle to actually load my kayak. I still have to get my kayak all the way up onto my roof before I can roll it forwards. This gives me a much better angle for just getting the whole process started. So just because of that, I prefer this style compared to that style which comes out from your kayak carrier. But again, it depends on your vehicle. Since this has a longer roof compared to others, that's why this works. This is mainly a universal fit, which means it's designed to fit different types of vehicles of different shapes and different sizes. Since it does have that extra height, even if you have a spoiler on your vehicle, this is designed to go above that spoiler and help you get your boat up. But also, whether you have a sedan or you have a hatch like this, since you have different mounting points that can pivot or different ways to position this, it's going to work with most of those. So let's talk about dimensions. So the width of this load assist device is going to be 16 inches, and that's just going to be this frame right over here. Now the roller itself is going to be about 9 3/8 inches, and notice how we have it where it's angled outwards, kind of like two cones that meet in the middle. So depending on your kayak, your boat, or your canoe, not all of it is going to be sitting on that roller. It's just going to assist you up there. You have these two vacuum cups. So the vacuum cup itself is going to be about 4.5 inches in diameter. And with them together, you have it at a distance of about 11 inches from this point to this point. So just make sure you have a surface that can fit those cups. Now this does have that extra height for your spoiler, so we'll take some measurements. Measuring from the glass that cup is sitting on to the top of the roller right over here, it sits at 9 inches. Now let's talk about what it's made of. So the frame itself is a lightweight, what feels like aluminum frame, and it is corrosion resistant though. So if you do have it outside as you are loading your kayaks, this area may get wet, which is why you want that corrosion resistance so it lasts a little bit longer. Now our V-shaped rollers over here, this is made of a dense rubber. So that means you have that surface for rolling your kayak up, but it's not too hard where it is also going to scratch it up. Now this is a loading device, not a storage or a transport device. So remember, once you do have your kayak already up there, please take this device off. You can just move it to the other side if you want to load your second kayak, but when you're ready to go and you hit the road, this needs to be stored inside your vehicle and is not really a kayak carrier, but again, a load assist device. Depending on your vehicle, so if you have an SUV or a hatchback, kind of like what we have here, one roller is really all you need because you just need to get it at an angle and then you can roll it up onto your roof. But if you do have a sedan, especially if you have a large trunk, you may need two rollers. So just look at your vehicle and see if you can get a good angle onto your roof. If it is a sedan and you think it might be a stretch, go ahead and get two rollers. The install process itself is very simple. You will need to have some of your own tools, kind of like what I have right here. So let's take a look at that process. So the first step in the install process is to get your load assist device into the proper position. So you got 3 different positions. You have 45 degrees, 90 degrees, and 180 degrees. So what I have it at right now is 90 degrees just because we have a spoiler. If you have to change it though, you're gonna need 2 tools, which is this Phillips head screwdriver right over here, as well as a wrench. And I'm using a socket size 5/16. So you can use pretty much not even just a socket wrench, but just a normal wrench would be fine. And that goes into your load assist device and can be used to loosen and tighten it. So once you have it in the position you want it to be and you've tightened it down, you then place it onto your vehicle. So first, before you do that, make sure that both the vacuum cups and your surface area are clean. You may need some soapy water and a rag to clean it down first. So once you've confirmed there's no dust or dirt on those surfaces on each side, you just place them on there and activate the suction. So try to get your vacuum cups as flat as you can get them onto the surface, and then you have these levers right over here. So just activate those levers. 1 and 2. Now, depending on how contoured your surface is, you may need to loosen those lock nuts first. So just because when you do loosen them, you get a little bit more of a pivot that allows you to get this as even as you can onto your glass or your mounting surface. But once both levers are placed, you can just double check that that vacuum is secure and is sealed. And then that's pretty much it for the install. We're ready to put the boat on. All right, let's try it to see how it works with our kayak right here. So just get your kayak up in position, leaned up against your roller. And since it is a roller, you're gonna have to hold on to it as you get over here to the end and start bringing it upwards. So get that lined up with your kayak here and just keep pushing. And just like that, with our straps on there, don't forget to take off your load assist device because your kayak is ready to go and you are ready to go. So my personal thoughts about our load assist device here is I really like it since I have a hard time loading up our kayaks here at eTrailer because I am on the short side. I was able to load the kayak up all by myself, which was awesome. Now, in my experience though, as I was playing around with it, I had to be careful at the angle that I would bring the kayak down because since this is kind of on the short side, if I wasn't mindful of it, it can slip off the roller. So just be careful with that. I love how easily it rolled up and how much support I felt it gave me, especially once I was super sure that those vacuum cups were mounted properly. So all in all, it worked really, really well with our Malone SeaWing kayak here, and will also work with your other rear loading kayak carriers. Just make sure that you have the right fit for your vehicle, and if you have a sedan, go ahead and get 2 of them. And that was a look here at our Malone channel loader load assist here at eTrailer. My name is Evangeline, and I hope you enjoyed the journey.